Ladies and gentlemen, this is International Red Fashion Experience, and today's show is Beverly's show. Every once a month, she has her show. Sometimes the show's about me. Now the show's about you all. Living it passionately. And that's the best way to live. The older you get, the more passionate you better live. Because you have so much time to live, and you have so much living to do in the time that you have to live. So you better live it passionately. In other words, every day better be your best day and make every day a great day. And what do you have to say about that, Beverly? This is Beverly Hodge Odabi. Beautiful Beverly.
Thank you, my king. Thank you.
All right. What do you think?
Oh, yes.
You always live it passionately.
Yeah, I live it passionately. And,
What kind of advice you give to people?
well, I'm
should
just
be.
encouraging you to be your best self and to treat everybody well. And that's what I do. And so I get a lot of compliments on that.
So you have a lot of love. You give love. You show love. You show respect to people. When you call a name, you see a person in the store, and you ask them their name, then you'll give them, like, say for instance, the lady's name is Jewel. So you'll say, what do you say to her? Lady said her name is Jewel.
I'll say Jewel,
Generous Jewel.
no, Jewel with a J. I always do the appreciative adjectives with the same
And her
letter.
name is Joyce. What would you call her? A jewel?
Jewel Joyce.
A shiny jewel, like a jewel, something precious. A jewel, right? Like jewelry. Jewel, okay.
Not jewelry, but jewel.
I mean jewel. And if somebody's name was Tommy, say his name was Tommy,
Terrific Tommy.
terrific. See, so that's how she does. And she's getting me to say these things, these adjectives, because it's better to enlighten people's life than to stress them out, you know. Because people want to come around you, people have good things to say about you. If they just see you in the way you look, you understand me, it's a passionate influence. Every time I go around people and I'm by myself, they always ask me about her. They always say, "Where's your queen? She's such an uplifting. She's such a beautiful lady. She's such a..." And they only meet her one time. They might have just heard her say a few things. She might have said something about their name. That's the thing I'd be forgetting, that she says these things to people. And what you forgetting, what people say, they remember. Like when she says their name, she also gives them a, what do you call it, adjective, appreciative adjective.
Yeah.
And she'll say, like I said, if the name is Cynthia, what would you call it?
Cynthia
Yeah, just say for instance,
with a C.
see, I guess
Charismatic Cynthia.
yeah, see, she always do it. I hear her I'll be on the phone talking to her, and I don't know what she's doing, and she'll be in the store, and I hear her say, "What's your name?" And then she'll give them that air, you know, that adjective, you know, positive adjective to that name. And that's living the passion. Whatever you do, when you say something to lighten people's life, and it lightens your life as well. Whether it's just going to the store, it's the way you go to the store, the way you talk to people, interact with people, makes you be doing the best you can be at the time that you do it. And when you look beautifully and dress your best and be your best self, because I hear her all the time, she'll be somewhere, and people that compliment her on what she's wearing. They compliment me on what I'm wearing all the time, but she'll appreciate that and you know, and converse and indulge in the conversation and make these people feel good when they leave her. You know, and that's what you do. You want to make people feel better when they meet you. That when they leave you, you want to make them feel better, because there's so many negativity things going on in the world. So you should be a word of positiveness,
Right.
and be someone to enlighten people and enlighten your environment and try to enlighten the world. You understand? One person at a time. And if you have that attitude, you'll be a blessing and you will be blessed. And that's all you can do, you know what I mean? And be happy. And do what you can do with how you do it. It doesn't have nothing to do with the kind of money you have. People always say, "Oh, when I get a lot of money, I'll do this and I'll do that." No, it doesn't have nothing to do with that. I've seen a man give a man his last dollar. You know what I mean? Because he was a blessing, and then he got blessed with $500. It's just you do things because you want to do them out of the kindness of your heart and out of being, being the best you can be. And you'll be blessed because God sees what you do when nobody else sees you. And you got to realize that. So do whatever you do it from your heart. Be the person in your life to enlighten other people's life. Live your life passionately. We try to do that. We definitely do it. And we go places and visit people that need to be visited. When we don't go to people just because, we're going to see them because we have a lot of other people choices, maybe people you go see. But people that are enlightening us, make us feel good. You go around people that make you feel good and encourage you. And then you go around them and see them, Like we went to my niece, she needed encouragement. She was lonely. She, had lost her husband. And so it was the only right thing for us to do was to go to Las Vegas, not to gamble, not to party, but to see my niece on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
And her family and her
She was
sisters.
really inspired by
She was
that.
inspired by that because we said we were going to do it, and we did it. We just didn't say it. We went and did it because when we seen her at the celebration, I knew it was time to see her because, it was like the year before that I went to see her mother, which was the right thing to do because her mother is up there in Arizona by herself with her and her husband, and they don't have nobody come to see them or anything. So that's what I plan on doing next year, is going to see her mother. But I have to see that side of the family because that side of the family shows me love. You go where you appreciate it
And me
where
too.
people show you love.
And that's
show-
why I call
Show
that
love.
sister Passionate Patricia.
Yeah, they show love. The other side, they don't do it as much. There's a few people do, like Nicole. Let me give her a shout out. My great niece Nicole shows love. A couple of people on that side, but not a lot of them because when they have an event, they're not going to tell me nothing about it. They won't call me.
Nice
or tell me.
Nicole.
But Nicole will tell me about it. Not only that, she'll invite me to her party. She'll invite us to her house. She'll do that. I told her mother about it. Mother acted like she didn't know nothing about the party out back at the lot. I said nobody showed up. But the point of it is, she invited a lot of people. She said yes, she invited her sister, but her sister didn't make it. Now that's your sister. You only have one sister. She didn't make it, and then her mother didn't make it. So for us showing up meant a lot. It meant a lot to her because me being a family member, even though I'm not close with her grandmother, which is my sister, like I used to be, she knows I'm not letting her get in the way of me and my queen going to see her. You understand me? And I told my queen when we go to see Nicole, don't worry about what the other people say. I'm not going to say nothing about it. I told her mother that we go to see her, and we went to the event, because she invited me, and her mother hasn't invited me to her house. But my friend went and told her and said, "Can Bobby come by with Beverly?" Now you're going to ask somebody that hasn't invited me, but you're going to tell them the agenda so he put her on the spot, and she said, "Oh yeah, they can come by." But she didn't say it like she meant it, and she didn't offer it to me. So I'm not going over there with me and my queen, go to her house without an invitation, because I know she's not going to do it, not because she doesn't love me or care about my queen. She worries about what her mother thinks. See, a lot of people are influenced by their parents, but you should be. You should listen to your mother and all that. But you should have enough sense to know if she's wrong, then you go along with what's right. See, and what's right is right. Now, don't go along with somebody that's wrong. And that's what I say about the family on that side that does trip like that. It don't bother me because we're going to keep living it. We're going to live our best life. And we're going to live it passionately. And I mean in each and every way, each and every day. We're going to do our own thing on Christmas. We know what we're going to do. We're going to do that and do it to the best of our ability. Mm-hmm. And we're going to, and tonight we're going out to an event. We're going to live. We're not letting nobody stop us from living. Mm-hmm. We're going to live our best life, and we're going to live it passionately. Mm-hmm. And I do have friends and associates, that I see that occupy my time and that are positive. If they're not positive, I don't be around them because I'm not going to be around negativity long, because I'm not on that stage. I'm past that stage. And what you have to do is you have to make your choices and make the right choices. Be around people that encourage, don't discourage, because you have to be appreciated in life. You know what I mean? So you can be appreciation to other people in life. Mm-hmm. And that's what you have to do. It took me a while to learn this. It took me in the last 26 years. I've learned a lot through my adventures, you know. So that's why I'm so much of an authority on it, because I lived before and I was around the wrong people, and I realized that by being around the wrong people, I know how to be around the right people, and I be around them for the right reasons, you know. And you have to straighten people out sometimes. I had to straighten my friend out. Now he's the best he ever been to me and around me. He really is a person that should be. But you have to check these people sometimes. You can't let them just get away and treat you in a negative way, because they'll keep doing it. So when you check them and let them know you don't want that no more, if they care about you and love you, they'll straighten up. And that's what he did. You know, and I went out with him. We went to my mother's and father's cemetery the other day. You know, and it was his idea to do it. I appreciate him for doing that, because these are my mother and father, but they were just like they were just like his parents, because his mother didn't do much but stay in the house, and his father wasn't raised with his father. His father was in Panama, so my father was his father, because I was always in jail, and he was always around my father. Him and Tony, they were around my father, and they learned from him. And the thing about it is, I appreciated that they were there. And then when I went to jail, juvenile, he took my girlfriend and my mother to juvenile to see me. He took her there, took both of them. He did this because my mother wasn't driving at the time. Danny did this. So I look at the good things he did, and I try to bring him back to realize
Dynamic
that.
Danny.
I try to bring him back to that, you know. And now he's acting good, you know. He's acting the way he's supposed to act. But I had to check him a few times in the past, because you can't let people get away with disrespect. And when they see you check them, and you're right, and they know you're right, then they're gonna, and they love you, they're gonna come back around and be right. You know, the only one that's not right when you get checked is my sister, and she knows why. She don't listen to nobody. She doesn't listen to me. She don't listen to her daughter. She don't listen to her granddaughter. She don't listen to her sister. If my father and mother were living, I don't know if she would listen to them. But all I know is that she has a problem, and it's people that know anything about the medical field, doctors and clinical social workers like my queen here, they understand what she's going through, so they try to empathize with that. But all I say is stay away from them when you try to do all you can do to be a part of them, which is nothing wrong with that. It's just you have to realize you don't have to talk about people. See, when people talk about you and you're not even there and you're not saying nothing bad to them, then they have a problem, because they want people to recognize them, and they're wrong, but people still try to, you know, see, what people need to do is straighten people out, check them, and let them know. But people ain't gonna do that, because so many people are so scared to not have people be in their life. But you have to have enough love for yourself and have enough confidence to know who you are and what you are in order to do that. You're not going to be able to check people and do that unless you are so about who you are and what you are. Because I had some people said, why would you do that? You know, they've been telling me that for years, you know. Mm-hmm. To my friend now, which is one of my best friends. You know what I mean? I had to check him. He's the godfather of the game, Fillmore Slim. But I had to check him about some certain things at the time. And people said, why would you do that? Tell him that. I said, look, I'm not going to let him, you know, get away. He probably don't realize what he's doing. And then when a mutual friend that we had passed away, he cried and apologized to me and told me all this and that, because he realized he was wrong and that he only had so many friends left because people were dying and they were younger than him, because he's 89. He's the oldest of us. You know, and it's like, despite of that, you want to be respected. You have to be respected. I don't care how old somebody is. You have to demand respect. People respect you, and then you love them and they love you, and then you got a genuine situation. If people walk over you or whatever, they don't respect you, then you know, I don't care who it is. It could be your daughter. It could be your mother. You know, it could be anybody if they disrespect you. One thing about my mother, she was a queen, and she never disrespect. She always took the high road, and she never cussed him one day. She never did anything wrong. You know, she didn't let people walk over her either. You know, she put her foot down if somebody, you know, got on her wrong side. She would check them too. even though, you know, I mean, she very seldom did you see her fuss, but when she did, she was all the way right, you know. And when she got into it with her sister, like her sister, you know, her and her sister would get into it every now and then, and I didn't understand a thing because I was a kid. When her sister was around, you know, I was a kid going over there. And then it'd be different things that grown folk stuff. See, you don't understand it till you get grown. And then when you get grown, you understand all that these different things that people go through, you know, and you understand how wonderful a person really is. Because I didn't realize my other sister was such a great person and so much like my mother. Because I was always with my other sister. And she didn't have a lot of good things to say about her. So, you know, and then when I really got close to her, it was falling in between, you know, because I wouldn't be around her all the time because she stayed out. But now I'm really close to her, and I love it that I am. I'm going to give her a shout out because she's a wonderful sister, and she's always been there for me, but I didn't know it because I never was, you know, being around her because I was always close to the other side of the family. And now I know that that side of the family really loved me. I went and seen her son. When I came from Las Vegas, not only did I see her daughter and her other daughters and all that family, I also went through Fresno and seen her son that's in Fresno.
Supreme Steve.
Stevie. I seen Steven and seen him, and he was glad to see me. See, I made it a point to see these people. See, I remember my Uncle Bob. I said this before. I had an Uncle Bob that used to travel, and we looked up to. We didn't see him all the time, but he made it a point to go around and see all the family. My grandfather did it too. My father's father. He did that too when he was around. He did it a few times. And I was wondering, I said, you know what? He realized how he messed over his kids when they were young. He used to beat them up and do all kind of crazy stuff. But he's coming to see him now, and he's telling them how proud he is of him. I said, that's wonderful for him to do that because they had to run away from home. My father left when he was 13 because his father was so mean. And I think about how great my life has been. My father was not mean. He bought me anything I wanted. I mean, you know, I had a beautiful life when I think about it. You know, I never had no real crazy women. The women I did have was crazy. I was with them for reasons that I knew, and I knew what I was doing. People say, oh man, that woman will kill you when you go to sleep or something. But I knew that wasn't going to happen. I knew it wasn't going to happen because it wasn't that way. I knew that, you know, I was really a good person. People didn't know. You know, but the thing about it is that, you know, you have to be a blessing and then you will be blessed. And I always was like that. I always was a good person. I always helped people and did what I could. And people helped me just the same, you know, just like my cousin. She helped me when my sister left me out for coal. And even my friend Danny at that time, they were through with me because I was drinking and all that. But I know people will turn on you when you do bad. And it was okay because it made me a better man when I straightened up. When I went to my cousins, I turned my life around and I haven't looked back since. But it was the reason why, because my cousin told me. She knew who the man I really was. You know what she said that woke in me? She said, Bobby, you know this ain't you. You all raggedy and dirty. You know you had Mercedes, you had Cadillacs, you had all them cars, you was a giant. You ain't got no business being like who you are, doing what you're doing. When she said that, it made me realize that the big person I wasn't who I was being when I was drinking. So I knew I had to stop being that person because that wasn't me. I had to be the big person that I was, and that's who I am now. I am who I'm supposed to be, and I am who I am. And I got the queen in my life that I'm supposed to have, that God sent me.
And you're brilliant, Bobby.
This is a God-sent queen. Out of all the women I've had, this is the
He's
only
a
one.
God-sent king.
This is the only one that God sent me. And I say that out of love and out of reality because the way this situation went, it was on a 49ers game, and red and gold is my favorite color, as well as to be in the day of the game. But that whole day, nobody had on red and gold. They might have had a red and white 49er jersey and blue pants and all different color stuff. Nobody was red. It was like I dressed, head to toe, red and gold. And then I walked through the bar. I usually don't even walk through the bar. This is something amazing because I never walked through the mall. And I told my sister, this is the sister that I'm not cool with now, but this is the sister that I'm always close to her, so I was going over to her house. So she called. I said, don't come get me. I feel good. It's a sunny day. I'm going to go walk to the 99 cent store. I ain't been there in 2 years. I hadn't been there in 2 years. In a car, I drove over there with people, yes, quite naturally. But I've never walked over there. So in 2 years, it has been that long, because I haven't been feeling that, my legs, I wasn't doing a lot of walking. That day I said I'm walking, I felt good. So I walked. When I walked, this woman jumped out of the car and showed me what she had on, ready to go. And at that time, I didn't know that she was going to be my queen. I just knew to myself, I know what I asked God for. I told my friend, I said, no, you think I want a white woman? No, that ain't what I want. I want a queen. I want somebody my color, my race. And I want a queen. My father had a queen. I want a queen, and my friend is a friend, Dollar Bill, that his wife was his queen. And she called him king. She called him king on the phone when they talking. My wife does the same thing, and I didn't. She just did it automatically. She didn't know nothing about my best friend. And when I went to her birthday party, that's when I told myself that I'm going to give me a queen, and I mean a black queen. Nobody else knew that I wanted a black woman. They said, why you with a black woman? What do you mean, why I'm with a black woman? I never said I was hooked on white women. And the thing about it is, my sister thought the same thing. And in 90, when I had the black woman that I ended up with, that was a strong black woman. That was the best woman I ever had until I got this one. But the one there, she had a lot of drama in her life. But the point of it is, at that time, drama was what I wanted. But now I got the right thing, and I got a square. And people say, you're not a square. I am a square. I'm a square. I got a second chance at a first class life. And it is a square life. What do you want to say, baby? Tell them about it.
Oh, yes. Well, just keep living your life passionately, being the best way you can be and the kindest way you can be. And even though I'm retired clinical social worker federal, I always assist if I can someone, so I still live it compassionately.
That's right. That's what you have to do. She worked a job. She's a square. She lived her life, worked.
I worked more than one job.
And worked more than one job, had jobs. Me, I've never had a job, but if I had lived the life over again, then I probably would have, but then I can't say that because, life has not been too rough. It's just that if I would have not been drinking, because if I'd have been drinking, like my father was a merchant marine, longshoreman. Merchant marine. I don't know if I'd have made it like him, because I probably would have missed the boat, or fell off the boat, or something. Or something. He was able to make it all them years, and he loved being a cook on a ship. Me, I don't know. I went to Marines Cooks and Stewards School. He sent me there, but I didn't go because the game was good and the streets was good. The fast life was good to me. That's why I can't be mad. It's the only thing I messed the fast life up by drinking and doing what I did. I partied and got high off drugs and drank. I did that to myself. I can't say the game did it to me. I did it to myself. That's why I say I did my life the way I did it, and I did it the way I did it. And at the time when I was young and I was getting high, it wasn't anything wrong, but I was able to control it, so I was cool. And I was happy the way life was going. I did what I wanted to do and did it the way I did it, the way I wanted to do it. So I can't complain about life in no kind of way, you know what I mean? And then God blessed me at the end of my life with a beautiful queen.
Thank you, my friend.
So I can't complain. It'd be unnecessary. And that's why I gotta be a good person and be gracious and be good. I don't steal, I don't cuss. I'm a saint, you understand me? And I don't have to go to church every day.
And you don't drug, and you don't
do none of that.
drink,
My friend said.
and we don't smoke.
Yeah, he said, I thought you went to church more than that. I said, because he go to church every week now. That's what helped change him. The woman he's with now, he with a woman that upgraded him, made him better. So he knows, she tells him like it is. Don't be doing that, don't be doing. He listens to her. She don't really listen to her. But the thing about it is, he go to church every Sunday. He said, I thought you went to church every week. I said, no, I don't go to church every week. I never did. I said, I like the church we go to, that me and her go to. It's a good church. It's wonderful. And that's out of all the churches I've been to, this is the one I like the best. I don't say I go every week because it's not necessary to go every week. We do go when we feel like going. Because God is in us and He's in us and He understands us.
Right.
And we do what's right with God when we're out of the church.
Yes.
I know people that go to church every week, but they're not doing right. They stealing and robbing and doing wrong. So what does that mean? No, God rather you go to church occasionally, but live with Christ all your life, all the time, every day. That's the better way to be. And that's why I don't worry about running to the church. When I lead the church, I keep the church in us all the time by treating people right, being right to people. And Beverly lives a Christian life. And she doesn't holler, go around preaching to people and all that. No, it's the way you live. You don't have to tell people, all that. It's not how many times you go to church. And when he told me that, I told him why, and then he left alone. He didn't say nothing else, because he just lately started going to church at any time. He hadn't been in years, and now he goes every week. Okay, you're going because of who you're with is going. That's not you making up your mind to go, but it's okay. I'm glad you're going every week because you need it because you're a better person now. See, sometimes it takes things like that to change a person. The point of it is that you do change. Some people get old and don't change, and that's bad. But when you do change in life and be a better person and get along with people better, it's good. Because we was over there at the place, and I was able to tell a lady that had the store next door, her name was Coco, next door to the hat place. And I told him, there's a lady over here you might want to meet. I said she was sitting out there in the front, and when I walked by, she said, "Where's your queen at? You guys always dressing so nice. Where's she at?" I said, "I come over to check on these hats that I got 2 hats for me and her, and the man's got an orange one in there I'm trying to get." And I said, "This is my friend Danny." I introduced Danny to her. I said, "This is my friend from high school." I didn't tell her how many years because Danny don't like for me to say that. But I said, "This is my friend from high school." I said, "This is the only one I got left from high school. My friend." And I introduced her to him. And she said, "Yeah, I got about 5 friends I got from high school left." But she's about maybe 40 years old, if even that. She's young.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, she's a young. I'm saying she's about that age. Mm-hmm. The lady in the store next to the place. And so, anyway, the point I'm making is that, when we said that to each other, it made us realize, appreciate that we are the only ones left out of all our friends because a lot of them died off. And then we weren't as close. We were the closest out of all of them anyway, me and him. It's just that he had other people he could be around now. It's not. So I try to be around him once a month. Because the other day, I just seen him on his birthday about a week or 2 before. And I was thinking it was too close to see him. But then when he said, "Are we going to the cemetery to see my mother and father?" I said, "Wait, I better do this now because I'll get busy and won't do it." So I made sure to go get it done. And I was so grateful that I did. Because I was able to talk to my father and mother and let them know that I got a beautiful queen now. I told my mother I got a woman like her that's square, that don't do nothing wrong, don't drink, don't smoke, don't do none of that. She's like you. And her mother was named Evelyn. And both of them Evelyns might be talking to each other now.
Yes, my
mother's
name was Evelyn.
So it's just a beautiful thing.
Evelyn.
It's just God sent. God was sent. He sent us to be together. Like I said, the way I told you the story, I didn't tell you the ending. So we was I was going to the 99-cent store. She pulled up in the car, and I didn't know where she going. But I seen her jump out the car, and I knew she had on the colors I had. And I knew I wanted a picture, because at that time, I was taking pictures all the time with all kind of women. Every woman I see, if she has a color on I like or whatever, I would take a picture. This woman, when I took the picture with her and we got together, she was the last picture I took a picture out of women. I didn't need to take no more pictures. Because taking a picture with her was all I needed. And so after that day, what I'll say about a week or 2 when we really got to know each other in our first date, we got together at our first date because we had talked on the phone almost every day. And then when we got together.
Which was Valentine's Day, so that's our anniversary.
Our first date was Valentine's Day, and after we had a date, we talked so intensive about different things that I knew that I was going to be with her. But we didn't get intimate for months down the way. And I wanted to know her and everything. I didn't want to just rush in there and try to have sex and then mess up. I wanted to really be in love with her and know all about her and enjoy just being with her. Mm-hmm. So we would go to the store. We went to the movies then. We went to the show theater.
Thank you, my king.
And we did different things, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to let her know I wanted it more than just a one-night stand or just a booty call. I needed a woman in my life to be in my life. And I didn't know it's a month from 4. It's 2 months from 4 years. Now, it'd be 4 months, 4 years and 2 months.
Yes.
And people didn't think it would last a year. Tell me you got to wait a year before you know how you gonna be. Well, we had a rough that first year. It was a little rough. It wasn't really rough. It was just that I had ways I wanted things to be, and she had ways she wanted to be. And then we ironed it out. Now we don't have no arguments. We don't have no disagreements at all. You know, so it's like you got to work on things. You got to talk about things. You got to, like what the other one likes. If they don't like it, you got to have mutual understanding. You know, if they like to do certain things, and you like to do certain things. A lot of people, they're not compatible. I guess we like to do the same things. I like to dance. I like to hear music. She likes the same thing.
We don't twerk.
No, we don't twerk. She don't twerk and I don't twerk. But the thing about it is that we do, like to travel and drive and go on trips. And we like to drive there. We don't like to, because Danny was saying he likes to ride in the car. But his girl don't like to ride in the car. She likes to, we got time is up. Oh, your time is up. We got to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of day. But this show is Living Your Best Life. And it's 31 minutes.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, Wakanda forever.
Well, this means love.